Okay, new day. I had a couple of runs in here that even though you'll never see them, just couldn't deal with it. So I scuffed them. I'm going to hit them with there's a little bit of bare metal showing in a couple places. I'll prime that and then hit it with some of the chassis black to clean these up. Let's talk about bushings for a minute here. So I'm putting the A-frames together, the uppers, the lowers. So bushings, when you assemble these bushings, there's two rubber pieces that go in from each side. Now I'll show you these when I start to do the rear trailing arms. But the key takeaway here is that metal sleeve in the center actually gets pinched solid between the plates. So it's not meant to rotate. The bushing is meant to rotate on that sleeve. So when you build these and you grease them up, there's actually some slots in around that bushing on the rubber, and you grease that. You don't grease in the middle. You can grease in the middle. That'll keep it from rusting up. It isn't going to do anything, hurt anything, or help in any way, shape, or form. But the grease on the outside between the bushing and the metal collar is important. That is part of the game. I am actually, because I'm gonna put the body back on the car, fit up the front end, do all that at some point here in the next couple weeks, I'm actually gonna wrap some of this stuff in plastic as it's getting installed on the chassis. And the reason being is I don't want dust and overspray. I'm just gonna have a cleaning nightmare under there if I don't protect this stuff somehow. So I'm gonna try to protect as much of the frame as I can so that when I am doing body work or painting or priming, it's protected and I don't have to worry about overspray. I'll do the same with the motor. Just try to take care of stuff, make life easier down the road. So that's the plan right now. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna start putting the front end back together, wrap some stuff up as I do it, then get my first I'm gonna touch up the paint once it warms up in here a little bit. And once that's touched up, I will move on and deal with the more assembly of the front end, then work my way back and start putting together the rear end. So that's kind of the mission for now. Okay, so I got the lower A-frames in. You can see I'm just using this. This is the same material you put on fenders and stuff to ship cars so that they don't get dinged up on the carrier. It's pretty readily available. It's tacky on one side, but comes off easy. Yeah, I think it'll work nicely. I can cover up and protect the majority of everything I'm trying to keep clean. And then all I have to do is peel it off when I'm done. So I'm gonna try to protect a lot of it that way as I go, but as reasonable pretty much. So, all right, I'm gonna move on to the shocks, get those wrapped up, do those next, and then I will probably do upper A-frames and spindles, or maybe sway bar, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, coming along, the sway bar in. I'm gonna go ahead and, I couldn't wrap it up after it was in because, well, you gotta slide these collars up on there and the rubbers have to go in here, and up in this section, it's kind of a process. So I'll wrap that up now. Get some coverage on that. Then I think I'm going on to spindles. Spindles will go next. So everything's covered up well. Shocks look good. Nothing's gonna get dirty. I am gonna cover the back side of those guys. But other than that, we're good to go. So looking good, feeling good. I think this is nice. That feels good. Just coming together, hopefully for the last time, unless, I have to break something down severely. But the way this is designed, it's kind of nice because I can literally get everything mounted on this frame, everything hooked up, put the body on it, take the body off it, and not really pay a lot of penalty there. There's only, the fuel line connection to the tank, but very few things have to be done and undone multiple times. So it'll be nice. Anyway, here we go. Okay, everything's back in. I haven't masked off the rack yet or the tie rod ends. I've got, I still got to throw a couple cotter keys in, but it's on my list. Just got to finish masking this off and the front end's back together. It all went together fine. I haven't adjusted. Like I said, I did get some of the 20-degree turn plates from my buddy Randy. So I will set those up and, go through the caster and camber again once the weights, all the weights on it, and everything's where it's going to be final. Not a lot of point in doing it again right now. So yeah, this all came out pretty good. I masked everything. Pretty happy with how that looks. No craziness. Everything just went right back to expected. The bushings on these sway bars, you got to put the sway bar on, then over the block, and then slide the bushing in, then work the bushing into it. That goes in a little mean, but you want it to, really. You don't want it to be a loose fit. So everything is summed up. So that'd be about it for the front end for now. Next we'll deal with getting the rear end all put back together.